Hi, this is Steph and welcome to my channel. For today's video, pag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa Pagibig housing loan. So basically, everything about Pagibig housing loan, the frequently asked questions. But before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, and share this to your friends. What is Pagibig housing loan? So alam naman natin na ang Pag-ibig helps us to have our own dream house. And sa Pag-ibig, you can loan up to 6 million pesos. Depende na rin sa capacity to pay mo. So up to 6 million pesos with low interest rates compared to the banks. And Pag-ibig housing loan is not just limited sa yung sa developer na mag-acquire ka ng housing. Actually, meron siyang maraming categories. So we have for the purchase of fully developed residential lot. So pwede siya sa lots, residential lots not exceeding 1,000 square meters. Pwede din siya yun sa sinabi ko, for accredited developers, you can have residential house and lot, townhouse, or condominium units. So it could be pre-owned or yung mga brand new, a property mortgaged with Pag-ibig, and yung mga adjoining townhouse and condominiums. If you also do not know, Pag-ibig housing loan is also applicable for house construction, or if you plan to build your own house, so you can apply for a housing loan in Pag-ibig. Another use of Pag-ibig housing loan is yung for house improvements. And lastly, Pag-ibig housing loan can be used to refinance an existing housing loan. But the next question is, how do you know if you're qualified for a loan, for a Pag-ibig housing loan? So there are 7 conditions or qualifications based on Pag-ibig's website. So number 1 is you must have at least 24 monthly membership savings. So this is the monthly contributions that you're paying sa Pag-ibig. And if wala kang 24 monthly contributions, nag-allow si Pag-ibig that you may have a lump sum payment of the required monthly membership. So basically, a lump sum payment worth 24 monthly contributions. Next is your age is not more than 65 years at the date of application and not more than 70 years at the maturity of the loan. For example, if you are 50 years old, the maximum term that you can avail is just 20 years. We all know that Pag-ibig can have a maximum loan term of 30 years. Pero since 50 years old ka na and the maximum years na dapat natapos na yung loan mo is 70 years old, you now only have 20 years remaining. So you cannot avail of the maximum loan term of 30 years. And then next requirement is you must have a legal capacity to encumber real property. So basically, you must be of legal age also. And then ability to pass satisfactory background or credit and employment business checks of Pag-ibig Fund. So dito na nagagamit yung good credit standing mo because they will have a background check. So they can use your history sa credit cards, other loan payments in different financial institutions, specifically or especially sa banks. And the next is you must have no outstanding Pag-ibig short-term loan in arrears at the time of the loan application. So settled na dapat lahat yung mga short-term loans mo sa Pag-ibig. And then you must not have a foreclosed or canceled, bought back due to default Pag-ibig housing loan. So alam naman natin na sa Pag-ibig, you can have multiple loans, multiple housing loans, provided you can afford to pay it. So if meron kang foreclosed or canceled na property or loan, housing loan, you are not anymore eligible for another housing loan in Pag-ibig. And then lastly, if with an existing Pag-ibig housing loan as a principal buyer, borrower, or co-borrower, the account must be updated. So basically, updating lang ng personal information mo sa Pag-ibig. Another question is, how much can you loan in Pag-ibig? So you can borrow up to, as what I've said, 6 million. The amount you may borrow, however, is based on your actual need, your desired loan amount, your loanable amount based on your capacity to pay, and the loan to appraised value ratio. So I have a link of the Pag-ibig affordability calculator. So you may want to check if how much yung monthly income na needed for the specific loan or how much yung dapat mong income for a specific property. For example, yung property is 4 million. Magkano ba ang qualified na monthly income? So ganon. I'll put the link below. The next question is, how do I apply for a Pagibig housing loan? So there are two ways. Number one is you just go to the branch, Pagibig branch, and then submit the duly accomplished forms and submit other requirements. And also, you can do it via the virtual Pag-ibig. Merong section doon sa virtual Pag-ibig na related sa housing loan application. So, you might want to check that out. And what are the different rates for Pag-ibig housing loans? So, I have here the list. This is based on January 2022 effective rates. So, this might change depending on the economy or different factors. So, you just check these different rates that I have here. So as what you can see, the lowest is 5.75% 1-year fixing, and then the highest is 10% 30-year fixing. So what is meant by fixing period? So fixing period, this is the period in which your interest is fixed pa, hindi nag-iiba. So for example, your fixing period is 3 years. So within 3 years, the interest rates will be the same. Hindi siya nag-reprice. So for example, it's 6.375%, good for 3 years na yan, hindi siya nagbabago. However, there will be a repricing after the 3rd year. So pwedeng mag-increase yung interest rate after 3 years, but pwede din siyang bumaba. So depending on the economy or whatever factors. So if for example, 5-year fixing period, within 5 years, hindi nag-iiba yung interest rates. However, it may shoot up after the 5th year. How do you pay for your Pag-ibig housing loan if you're approved? So the most common is yung PDCs or the post-dated checks. Another way is through auto-debit arrangement. And then meron ding collection servicing arrangement with your employer. So parang na-auto-deduct na siya via your employer. So they will be the one to remit your monthly payments to Pag-ibig Fund. And pwede din guys, you may go to the branch and pay it yourself. And I think with technology nowadays, parang online na lahat, you can also opt to use or pay via GCash. I think available na siya. And other partner outlets nila or online payment channels. So you can avail that one for easier payment schemes na para hindi ka na magpila doon sa Pag-ibig. What is the loan repayment term or how many years can you pay your loan? So as what I've mentioned previously, the maximum loan term of Pag-ibig is 30 years. This is much longer compared to the bank, which is just 20 years, I think, ang bank. So for Pag-ibig, extended talaga siya, so 30 years. But also, be reminded na the longer the period, the higher the total accumulated interest. So parang ganun lang yung trade-off niya. So let's talk about the requirements. And there are different requirements based also on your employment type. So you can be locally employed, you can be self-employed, you can be a freelancer or working from home, you can be an OFW. So there are different types of requirements based on your employment status. So the most common for all of this is, of course, the housing loan application form with your recent ID, photo of the borrower, and if you have a co-borrower, so you must provide 2 copies. And then another thing which is very important is the proof of income. So for locally employed, we have here the list of requirements, guys. So basically, you need to have a certificate of employment and compensation indicating the gross monthly income. And then latest, at ano nga pala to guys, any of the following. So not necessarily all of this. So any of the following. So it could be the COE, Certificate of Employment. It can be the latest ITR, and also 1-month payslip within the last 3 months prior to the date of loan application. So any of the following. And for self-employed, any of the following as well. So ITR, audited financial statements, commission vouchers, the bank statements or passbook for the last 12 months, the copy of the lease contract, certificate of engagement issued by owner of business, and other document that would validate source of income. So basically, just provide whatever source or evidence na meron kang proof of, na meron kang income. So, saan nanggagaling yung income mo? For freelancers or online job people, so commonly, Pag-ibig already acknowledges those online job people, so yung mga freelancers. So need lang for security na parang stable ka dyan sa company mo, you can provide certificate of employment or certificate of engagement stating your position, your gross monthly income, and then provide the contact details of your client or your employer para they can email them or call them. Pero basically, email talaga siya since they are out of the country. And banks do that as well. Tapos, any of the following. So, if you have ITR, you can present that one. If you have pay slips or the proof of remittances via PayPal, Wise, ano pa ba? Basta yung mga source, other documents mo showing your remittances or your salary. So you can provide that one. At least 12 months. So, mas maganda yung longer periods because that will prove na medyo stable talaga yung work mo. And one valid ID photocopy back-to-back of principal, borrower, and spouse, co-borrower and spouse, seller and spouse, and the developer's authorized representative and attorney in fact, if applicable. And if you availed of a housing loan through an accredited Pagibig developer, so mas easier yung process because they will be the one to do the work. Just provide the requirements or the documents. So basically guys, there are 6 steps in the housing loan availment. So number 1 is you just complete the requirements and apply to Pagibig or submit it to the developer if you are availing of a housing loan. And then second step, submit your Pagibig loan application. Pwede sa branch, pwede virtual Pag-ibig. And third, receive your notice of approval or the NOA and the letter of guarantee or the tinatawag nila tong LOG. And then the fourth one is complete the requirements stated in your notice of approval. So you must complete it within 90 days. And this includes, among others, the transfer of title and the annotation of mortgage. And then fifth is receive your Pag-ibig housing loan proceeds. And then lastly, you may now start paying your Pag-ibig housing loan. So exactly 1 month after its release date. So remember to use it permanent housing loan accounts because they will be providing a loan account number. So you will be using it every time you make your payments. And meron din pala silang mga accredited collection partner guys for local remittances. So you can check this, partner banks and partner merchants. So you can have this one. And also accredited collection partners for overseas remittances. So this one. So that's it guys. I hope you learned a lot from this. If you have other questions, please comment down below and I'll try my best to answer that one. So if you have learned a lot from this, please share this to your friends. See you again in my next video. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.